Greetings, sentient beings. This broadcast is not intended for children. There will be strong language and adult themes.
So, Purple, can I ask a silly question?
Oh, I love silly questions.
You can get silly answers.
I was wondering why that disclaimer says there will be as opposed to there may be. Like, do we have to cuss and talk about blue topics, or?
Well, Jenny is here, so.
Yeah, that was pretty much it.
Okay.
You know,
I can offer an
Jenny's
example.
on, it's inevitable.
For example, last night I was talking with a bunch of flat Earth debunkers on a panel of 8 people, and there were 2 flurfies there, and one was just being classically stupid, and I was getting frustrated, and I just didn't want to answer the same old stupid questions again, and I just said to him, I said, look, in the 10 years that I've been going after you guys. And one of the other panelists interrupted and said, 10 years? How do you stay sane? And I just instantly replied, well, I masturbate a lot. You've never seen 9 guys laugh as hard as
I suppose that's one way to do it.
It was fun.
So far in the side chat, we have Molly.
Hi, Molly.
And Pragmatic Crystal has already shielded out all of our links.
Hi, Crystal.
So,
well, we don't need anybody else then.
People aren't really used to us starting on time, so we don't really have much of an audience yet, but give them another 10 minutes.
Unless we have a positive topic to start on.
When is that Patty Apostate going to show up again?
Sorry, you're saying unfinished?
Speaking of shilling, yesterday I was doing laundry, and I think I misplaced one of my socks. So, if a sock of mine shows up, that's why.
Okay.
Well, that's socks when they disappear. It's much more than you think. Maybe I shouldn't get into that. That was a controversial little story I wrote, and some people thought it was absolutely stupid, so I won't read it.
Well, they slip through into another dimension where they travel in herds with all the lost ballpoint pens.
Oh, Pragmatic put up my TikTok link. If folks, if you go to my TikTok link, if you're brave enough to have TikTok and not one of those people who go, oh, I don't want to have TikTok because they think it's all children when it's actually scientists and things. You can see 2 videos I put together. One is just a picture of the last car I restored before I retired. And the other is just a series of pictures that are some of my favorites from my lifetime of doing photography. None of them greatly revolutionary or anything like that, just ones that I enjoy.
Okay. And we had Spooky lurking.
Spooky.
Hi, Spook.
Spooky.
Hi, Spook.
Hello.
Yep.
I hate lurkers. They're worse than Klingons. Klingons, at least you can get rid of, but those lurkers, you just never know where they are.
Kind of like socks, huh?
Yeah.
Well, when anything goes missing, I blame gremlins. It's their favorite joke. They love to take things, and then as soon as you replace it, then they'll bring back the original one.
I gotta get around to doing those videos on gremlins. I got 2 in mind.
Yeah, you're talking about the movie Gremlins.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the World War II Gremlins.
Care to elaborate?
Oh, actually, the word gremlin was coined by British pilots in World War II.
Yeah.
As just a catch-all. Whenever one of the planes malfunctioned and they couldn't explain it, they just blamed it on the Fae. So these little characters called, little magical characters that they called gremlins were responsible for all the airplane malfunctions.
Which was mentioned in the movie.
So yeah, they were usually pictured as being, like fairy size, like maybe like 3-4 inches tall. But that they loved machinery, and the more complicated the machine, the more they loved to play with it.
And now you know I went into car work.
I wonder if that tradition might have been part of the source material of the Niven Parnell book, The Mote in God's Eye.
I've never read that one.
Yeah, there's an alien species that they have different forms that fulfill different societal functions, and they're kind of like worker bees. They're kind of like bees in that respect. Some are workers, some are bumblebees, etc. And in the case of this particular alien species, some of them are mechanically inclined. And there's a ship that gets sort of infested with them. And, if you leave a mechanical gadget that's not working right, just laying around, they'll come and fix it for you in exchange for food.
What kind of food?
I think they ate the same kind of stuff that humans eat.
Now, see, that behavior sounds more like the Nordic gnomes, the Scandinavian forest gnomes and such. That if you had, some piece of broken equipment, that sometimes you would come out the next morning and it would be fixed.
Hi, Sandy.
Or the elf and the shoemaker.
Hi, Sandy. Yep. Well, again, the shoemaker and the elf, those didn't really sound like any elves. I think part of it, a lot of it got confused because when they got to the British Isles, the British didn't have any name for these creatures.
Sure they do. Royal family.
So, well, I think
No.
I think the gnomes got just kind of lumped into, elf being kind of a catch-all category for any magical creatures they weren't familiar with. Excuse me. And we got Demon Orb. Yep, see, people are showing up. They just need a little extra time. So today is Spoil Your Dog Day. So, Mage, you've got some important work to do today.
Does that mean like using ketchup instead of mustard? Well, I thought that one would work. I apologize.
Oh.
I didn't expect dead air. Jeez.
There's the crickets. There's a cricket.
Do I have to explain it, or it was just that bad?
I get that was a play on hot dog as opposed to pet dog.
Thank you, Jenny.
Hopefully that sound effect won't get stuck in loop for you, Jenny. I know that sometimes happens.
So I only have kitties to spoil, and I was doing that last night. I gave them special treats.
Yeah, I'll give Molly a cookie later.
How many
Yes.
folks? How many folks are here in the chat now?
Says there you have 9 watching or 8 watching.
Oh, well, it's getting up there.
Ethan knows that word. I thought he was asleep lying here, but as soon as I said the T word, yeah, he opened one eye and checking if I had the cup full.
So what are you eating, Jenny?
I'm not eating it all. I'm cleaning. Oh, I'm cleaning out some. Oh, there's just this dried vegetable matter all over the house, and I'm just kind of cleaning it and breaking it down so it fits in the trash bag or easier. Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
I heard something rustling.
Yeah.
Or rustling in Jenny's case.
And now you'll hear it squeaking.
Yeah. So Jenny, you got your new phone. You got a good upgrade from what you had.
Yeah, my sister-in-law suddenly contacted me the other day and said, I'm sending you a package, and I said, what is it? And she says, I'm not going to tell you. And then a while later, she says, okay, I'll tell you. and she gave me her old iPhone, iPhone 14 Pro Max, which in its day was the top of the line. Which is going to be an upgrade because I can only afford the bottom of the line. This little bitty screen and less memory than Donald Trump's toe, and it's like a 1 terabyte memory, and it's like holy
Nice.
cow! And one of those giant, almost 7-inch screens. And
Yeah. I'm still amazed that they can fit a terabyte of memory in something that fits in your pocket.
Isn't that something?
Yeah. Yeah, and being a 15, I'm like they're just now coming out with the 17, so that's not too many generations old there.
No, I was hoping to try to put together some kind of financing or figure out a way to. Well, I'd have to work the corner on Main and Cedar for a week or two, I suppose, at the VA club. Anyway, to get an iPhone 16 once the 17 came out and the prices dropped, but this will hold me over just fine.
Nice.
Now all I got to get is Wi-Fi so I can upgrade, transfer everything from one phone to the other.
Yeah. Yeah. My phone is being exceptionally flaky, so I think I need to replace it. But that's one of my issues too, that I really don't know how you transfer the stuff from one phone to another.
Apparently, there are ways.
Yeah, do I need a special app for doing that, or can I just upload the mostly it's the contact list.
All I can tell you is on an iPhone, you just turn them on at the same time, and it says hello. It says, "Oh, hi, nice to meet you." And it says, "Oh, let's change your name," and they change its name, and then everything uploads and come back when it's done.
With my contact list, that came along with the little chip to activate it.
Oh, with the Sims chip?
Yeah, I plugged the Sims chip into my phone, and there's my contact list right there.
Ooh, that's a bunch! Holy cow!
That didn't work on my last one though, so I don't know. Maybe it has to do with the phone carrier or something.
Maybe I'm with Verizon.
Yeah. I don't even remember the name of the one who's handling mine now. Mine's one of the government issue free phones. And it had been handled by Q-Link, but Q-Link was caught embezzling $2 million from the government, so they're no longer allowed to participate in that plan.
Who was doing that?
Q-Link.
Oh, Q-Link.
Yep.
Well, that's bad. They shouldn't do that.
Yeah, well, they're not allowed to participate in that plan anymore, so they just switched me over to another carrier, which was a name I've never heard of, but yeah, the phone's working, so I didn't worry about it much.
I'm surprised that Q was allowed to participate in that in the first place.
Oh? Do they have a history of something?
Oh, you mean Q-Link is different from Q?
Ah,
Just me
well,
trying to be silly.
yeah,
Q's the
Q is,
dude on Star Trek.
yeah, Q is all powerful, so how could they stop him if they wanted to?
Well, okay. Can't argue with that.
I mean, how is Q not a god?
Because Donald Trump is. And if you don't believe me, just ask him.
Yeah, but it was part of the writer's guide that they gave him of not having any god characters. And in the premiere, they have a character that literally has godlike powers.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between Q and a god? I can't see any definition you can give for God that he would not fit.
Q works at scale and God gets paid more.
I'm kind of reminded of the original series episode Who Mourns for Adonai or Who Mourns for Adonis. I'm not sure if that title is a typo or if it was intended that way. But anyways, they meet Apollo, and apparently he's
he's an alien, and he's less of his species.
Yeah, and he's really, really powerful, and by the standards of an ancient culture like ancient Greece, yeah, he would have met their definition of a god, but he does have some limitations to his power, so he wouldn't meet, say, a 21st century, American Christian, definition of a god.
Like American Christians matter.
I suppose one thing is that the Q didn't actually create the universe or anything really.
Yeah.
Okay.
They evolved into what they are now.
All right. Yeah, I'll give you that. However, he still had, he took it as a given. He thought it strange that humans couldn't simply change the gravitational constant of the universe.
No, he just was thinking like a Q rather than a human.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. So, for the Q, this would have been a casual thing to do, to change the gravitational constant. One of the most basic forces of the universe.
Yeah, that sounds like a bunch of bullshit.
Well, when he was asked how you do it, he says, just do it.
Mm-hmm. But if he did do it, how would that not, screw up the orbit of most planets?
Oh, it would screw up the orbit of everything. It's called a constant for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the reason is, but
Yeah,
That was in reference to a specific episode where Q, who was depowered.
Yeah, Q was depowered, and there was this moon whose orbit was deteriorating, and it was going to crash into a planet. So they were trying to, keep the moon from hitting an inhabited planet.
I believe it was an asteroid they were trying to move. It was just too big.
Okay.
But still, same point.
Yeah. Yeah, they had a thing about, wanting to save any planet that had sentient life on it.
And why do they call them hemorrhoids when they really are asteroids?
Well, because if you wear a short skirt, they're right where your hem is.
Maybe your skirt's, not mine. I have a little dignity left. Not much, but some.
I said if you wear a short skirt. No, I would not wear one that short. However, I have seen women out who do.
I've been told I have the legs for it, but not at my age.
Mhm.
No.
That's one of the things I kind of resent with not being able to transition earlier. Is that I can't wear any of the really cute outfits because just at my age it just looks wrong.
We all stop being cute at 30. Everybody
speak for
stops being
yourself.
cute at 30. Oh, what? No, you're handsome. You're not cute.
Yeah, you're old enough that you're supposed to be a dignified gentleman now.
Yeah. Men can't be cute unless they're NFL cheerleaders.
Yeah, well,
Hey, and how about them Vikings, eh?
I was gonna say femboys, but I guess the cheerleaders probably fall in that too, huh?
I think that is so silly that the macho shitheads are so upset about that. I saw this great little opinion somebody wrote on all of that. A gay gentleman wrote it, and he says, look, you guys watching the NFL and whining about these male cheerleaders, it's like, and attacking them for their sexuality and things like that. You guys got to step back and think about yourselves for a minute. You spend all week talking about these particular guys, this group of your guys, and you talk about how much you idolize certain ones, and just went through this long soliloquy of equating hero worship of the NFL players to being gay. It was
Yep.
so funny.
Oh yeah, you could definitely make a good case there. So Spooky was asking if he missed the 700 sub special. It's like, no, I didn't do one for 700. Come on, you people have to help me get to 1,000. I mean, I've been doing this for so long.
Yeah, they probably should have worn something other than a t-shirt and pants.
Yeah, he doesn't really look like he's part of the squad there. He just kind of looks like he was a random fan that ran down onto the field.
Yeah.
I think they should have one uniform for both the male cheerleaders and the female cheerleaders. I don't think it should make any difference whatsoever.
Yep, he should be wearing the shorts and the halter top like the girl behind him.
Or she can wear the jeans and the whatever that is.
Yeah, but I think mine would be more fun.
Depends on whether or not you have pleats in your skirt. You gotta have pleats. You just gotta. I think it's a rule for cheerleaders.
Okay, now I'm thinking of a plesiosaurus in a skirt, but
Well, it is spoil your dog day, so
so you should get your dog a pleated skirt.
no, my dog likes naked, like me.
Ah.
I learned my enjoyment for being naked from my dogs.
Now,
They laughed at me whenever I went outside wearing clothes. And
yeah, Ginger Snap, the chow we had in St. Paul, she just absolutely loved when we gave her clothes. And I think she thought it meant that, like, that meant she was person.
Yeah, I've known dogs that like wearing clothes.
Yeah. So I took one of my old hoodies, and I just cut the arms off short enough for her going outside when it was like sub-zero temperatures.
Yeah, it's usually a good one with dogs that have trouble with handling cold to actually put them in clothes.
Well, she was a chow chow, so they had originally been bred for sled dogs,
Yeah,
so they're very
that's the
resistant
species.
to the cold. Yeah.
My dog always preferred lace panties.
Yeah, if I lived further up north where it got cold, I'd want to dress Molly up in something since the short hair of hers doesn't exactly protect from the cold too well.
Yep. Sandy says every day is spoil your dog day, according to my dog.
Of course.
Yep.
Hey, if you guys out there in the chat have pictures of your favorite pets you'd like us to take a look at during the show, you can send them on up to us on Twitter or on Discord.
Yep.
And we'd be happy to display them. I personally brought about 8 or 9 pictures.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be great if anybody wants to. If anybody wants to show off their furry friends.
But if you're going to show my pictures, please show them in the order that they were uploaded. Otherwise, the story will be backwards.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, I thought about this entirely too much. And I realized that just having a Daver spoiling your dog wasn't enough. It has to be all your pets.
Yeah. Like I said, I was spoiling my kitties yesterday.
I don't know if we can show it, but I uploaded a fun little TikTok video to our DM chat. It was basically titled on the original of they told us it would be fun to have a Belgian Malinois. And then it's just a minute or so of what it's like to have a Belgian Malinois.
There's Molly getting belly rubs.
Aw. She's saying hi too. Oh, she's so sweet.
I usually like to do the vertical video, but it just seemed to work in this particular case.
Oh, there's a video, not live?
It's a video.
Well, there was the breeder who, went around and checked up on all the puppies that he had adopted out. And he had to tell this one woman that, ma'am, Whippet was the breed of the dog, not Whippet was the breed of the dog. That was not care instructions.
Was it well behaved?
No, I think you would have just traumatized it too much and made it a basket case at that point.
So no matter what you could do, it was never Whippet good.
Nope. Or is that a basset case?
A basset case?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's mostly like oversleeping issue, isn't it?
Yeah, what were bassets bred for? They must have been some kind of hunting dog.
They were originally bred as footstools.
That makes sense.
Hunting rabbits and hare.
Okay. Do dogs with clothes have doggy style? Well, there are professional groomers who are doggy stylists. And Unfinished is doing a Schwarzenegger impersonation.
Alibaba. There you go. Molly enjoying her birthday cake.
Yeah.
I get her a little. They have this 3-dog bakery around here, and I get her a birthday cake or a cupcake on her birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll usually get myself a little little cake, and we sit there and eat cake together.
Okay, and they're both made out of dog food?
No, she gets her own.
Yeah. Well, you said you get your own from the same place, so.
No, I get mine from the grocery store.
Oh.
I think she likes being able to eat with me.
Mm-hmm. Well, of course she does. For any animal, the two basics of any socializing are grooming each other and sharing food.
Yeah, it's really funny with my sun conure. It's a parrot. I had this. He usually doesn't like the banana chips in his mix, in his seed mixes. I give him little seed mixes like a treat. He'll even gone as far as to pick them out of the seed mix and set them aside. But I had this little bag of banana chips from the Dollar Tree, and I took one of the banana chips out of his seed mix and acted like I was pulling it out of the bag I was eating, and I handed it to him, and he ate it.
Why am I hearing crickets?
There's the problem with the playback media for you.
Should I reboot?
I think so.
Okay, I'll be right back.
I'm not hearing the crickets.
Yeah, that happens when we play a sound effect. It seems to get stuck on your end for some reason, Jenny.
It might have to do with the difference between the desktop and the mobile app for the StreamYard.
I'm back.
Such a pain in the butt.
Oh, now which one am I? I don't know. I guess I'm the one with the ring that grows. Ooh. See how that? Boy, look at that. It's almost like I'm exercising.
How many are there of you?
2.
I count 3.
Oh, really?
Nope, that's unfinished already. Never mind. Let's
Yep.
see here.
No, Jenny.
Testing 1, 2,
Jenny's
3.
only in
Yeah.
stereo.
There we go. Got it.
Yep. Jenny's only in stereo. She hasn't managed triphonic yet.
Oh, I thought it would be trio, quadrio, quintrio, sextrio, seventrio.
Okay, does anyone besides Jenny and I remember quadraphonic stereo?
Oh yeah, that was a big waste of money.
Yeah, what was the point of that supposed to be?
If you're in a room that is properly sized for a system, you do notice a difference in quadraphonics. You can place things out in space, front, back, right, left. But your average 15 by 25 living room is not big enough to do something like that very well.
Had a nice stereo back in the day. Had subwoofers that you place around in the 4 corners of the room, and a nice big. It was nice.
It wasn't my stereo, but in the camera shop that my friends and I were trying to establish and make happen, which failed miserably too, because you shouldn't be spending money, your company money on fibrous matters. You should keep it to product. Anyways, we had this stereo, some big ass Moran's unit that Rich brought in with these JBL studio monitors, which are like this 15-inch woofer, and some Clipsharns stacked on top of them. The whole assembly was about 8 feet tall and about 4 feet wide. And it took up most of the office. But we could make the whole goddamn building rattle, and we went to the roof to prove it. Damn hippies.
Look at the trees is saying Charlie Kirk got shot.
Oh no.
Yeah, I had not heard about this.
Is the bullet okay?
Yeah, hit in the neck, lost a lot of life juice. Not looking good for Charlie Bigot. No, yeah, well, I'll have to look at a story for that after we're done here.
Trump ally Charlie Kirk shot at Utah Valley University.
Utah. Those Mormons are pissed.
Well, I was wondering when groups like the Mormons and the JWs were going to get upset about, the evangelicals taking over the whole country.
Suspect is in custody. FBI Director Kash Patel said the agents are being sent into the scene.
Or it was set up so that we don't have to look at the Epstein files.
I doubt that.
I don't.
I would not doubt it being that the Republicans are desperate for any distraction to get people to stop asking about the Epstein files.
No, this isn't going to work. Suspect in custody. Kirk's condition is not available.
Or is it possible that they wanted to get rid of him because he knew something about the Epstein files that they didn't want to go public?
No, he's a nobody.
Okay. I didn't really know who he's connected to.
Himself mostly.
Well, these sort of things I'm not going to be surprised if we see more of. The way things are going.
Well, yeah, they can only push so far before people are pushing back, and Trump is trying to control what all the universities can teach.
Yeah, that's a real popular thing.
Yeah.
The hell got in there?
So, yeah, I can see, the extreme right people. Anytime they show up at a university, there are probably lots of people who would consider shooting them. It's just a matter of whether or not anybody would actually do it.
What I'm finding out is usually these shooters turn out to be right-wingers themselves.
Yeah, most of the time, and that's, again, that's inevitable, with it all. They talk about it all being Christian, but, as soon as they get all to be Christian, then there's bound to be infighting about, which church is the right one and, which doctrine should everybody be following.
Like the Church of Bob. How's there a question about this?
Hit in the neck with the gunshot. That's not a good spot to get shot in.
Well, I would go with the Church of Bob because, you know what the Church of Bob is. Bob is by Odin's beard.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't seem to be much information as to what the motive is or anything. It just says like,
well, the motive
suspect is in custody, and that's really all it says. Doesn't say who or what.
The motive is easy. He's a motherfucking jackass bigot.
That's probably it.
Look at the trees, and it was an old white man as the alleged gunman. Spooky says I have an alibi. It's okay, Spooky. If you didn't, I'm sure this community would give you one.
Well, if you have a link to something a little bit more with more detail, I'd like to read it.
I don't have an alibi.
Oh,
please don't tell Cash.
Look at the tree. Said watching the close-up video, he thinks he's unalive. And yeah, hit in the neck. There's a very good chance that he didn't last long enough to get to the hospital.
Well, apparently he is in the hospital from what I'm looking at here, but he's not in.
They took Kennedy to a hospital too.
Yeah. Yeah, well, pretty much they would have to take him to a hospital for a doctor to, make the official prognosis. Also, that gives them a chance to try and figure out, what story they're going to give to the news.
Yeah, they have to figure out a way to make this Biden's fault.
Yep.
No, I'm sure. Yeah. Well, they can blame immigrants or trans people.
Well, I'm sure the person was trans. So actually, with the way Charlie treats trans people, that would not surprise me in the least.
Yeah, that wouldn't be surprising.
Hmm.
Either of those being a culprit wouldn't be that surprising.
Well, putting
And
that together with what Look at the Trees is saying, could it be my old gay grandpa? Okay. Nobody else knows what I'm talking about.
nope.
On the transpositions, they've got a commercial they run.
I think it's Angry Gay Grandpa.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yep.
Oh well, see now I understand. No, I
But yeah. If you're hitting the neck, there's definitely going to be a lot of blood loss, and But honestly, he might have done better if somebody hadn't put a tourniquet tightly to try and stop the blood flow.
Now.
Well, if he's I'll be absolutely cold-hearted right this moment. If he's dead, good. I'm thrilled to death. He's a piece of shit, and he's been told he's a piece of shit, and he's been given chances to reform, and he hasn't.
Yep.
If he's still alive, I hope that he has a miserable life from here on.
Well, and he definitely spews the type of propaganda that probably has gotten other people killed.
Yep.
And so you got Pete Hegseth praying for this incredible Christian.
Oh
as
God.
He says.
Spooky says they're watching BBC. Do we have something we could
I pulled up I have a BBC website I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, I just searched BBC on Google, and then what I came up with, was not at all related.
Well, here I'll show you what I'm looking at, but still doesn't really have much to say.
You know what the most embarrassing part of this whole thing will be? Trump will declare the flag half staff for such a total loser.
Yeah. Well, of course, now even the Republicans who hated him are going to just be coming out and saying, what a great person he was and what a terrible loss this is for the country.
Got a couple of dog pics uploaded, looks like. Let's get into that.
I just keep visualizing this meme I'm going to make that says one down.
Sideways there, but let's see here.
Yeah, one of them's portrait, one of them's landscape, and I managed to get them both wrong with the way I was running my phone. So
A little sideways, but okay.
Trump urges people to pray for Kirk.
Oh, please, God, take him now. Take him now. Please, God.
I shouldn't laugh at that.
Why not? He would laugh at the liberals' death.
I know. I won't be better than them.
I'm done trying to be better than them. Because no matter how nice we have been to them, they have still just treated everybody like dirt except themselves. And I hope them all nothing but unhappiness for the rest of their lives.
I can understand, but it's still...
Well, for quite a few years, I just had this image in my mind that God and Saint were playing poker over my dad, and the loser was going to have to take him.
Oh, can you tell us a little about this doggo?
Yeah, his name is Shadow. He was a miniature schnauzer, and he was my older brother's dog initially before I kind of inherited him when my brother went off to college.
Switch to the other one.
And in that one, I think he's got enough gray in his hair that would have been me playing the trumpet. And
looks like he's singing along.
Yeah, and I was never sure if he was singing along or if he was trying to tell me to stop.
I got a question for you though.
Yeah.
About Shadow.
Yeah.
How did he know?
How did he know what?
Well, whatever. The Shadow knows.
Okay.
Do you want me to pull up your? Do you want me to pull up your images, Jenny?
Whenever. It's not my show. Do what you want.
Yeah, go ahead, Mage. Pull those.
I'm very occupied cleaning a particular containment unit for a thing that's just got a little bitty hole at the end.
Yes, we can hear that.
Some crap fell down in this storage hole for this little aluminum tube thing, and I cannot even see the bottom of it. It's so dark.
Is the duck with the cigarette part of the story?
Yes.
Okay. Just asking.
Yeah, the duck.
Now you've blown it, but it's.
The duck was sitting up on her dashboard, many times when she was streaming from in her car at the park.
Do I need the other two things too? Last two?
All of it.
All of it? Okay. I don't see what these last two have to do with a dog, but okay.
Hey, wait. Hey, would you stop giving away the deal? Jeez. You're a writer. You're smarter than this. Cut it out. Next thing you know, he'd be telling us something like Charlie Kirk was shot. Jeez.
There you are.
Aw. Look at that cute little doggy. This is my last dog. I won't be having any more dogs in my life. This is my last one. It was Cubby. He's one of the sweetest dogs I've ever seen. He's very independent. Fuck you. Didn't want to get close to you. Didn't want to sleep in your bed. Didn't want to kiss you. It's just a cold-hearted dog, but absolutely gentle and tender with infants. Dogs just know. He was a good guy. No complaints. Just it wasn't a lovey-dovey kind of dog. He was a Lhasa Apso, Black Lab, and Chow mix. We had him genetically tested to find out.
No, let me know when you want me to switch.
Yeah,
you can switch.
Okay.
Slothgirl's mother had two Lhasa Apsos. She always referred to them as lopsided assholes.
Nice.
I don't know which part of Cubby was Lhasa Apso, but I know that they said it was genetically. He was not a huge dog. But he was about 55 pounds.
Blowing up the wrong thing.
Look at those! Aren't those just lovely, soulful eyes? See that? Can you see that little bitty white mark on his nose?
Yep.
He got that. That's on top of a scar. He got the scar when he chewed his way out of a steel kennel. He was a tough dog. That was the day I got home from work and he was on top of the refrigerator.
Okay.
Did this maybe indicate an iron deficiency in his diet?
No, I think it was the streak of independence.
Excuse me.
I actually rescued him out of a kennel in Missouri, and they transported him up to Milwaukee for me.
Ah,
The whole exchange was $100, and they gave a huge bag of food too.
wow. That was
I
pretty cheap for somebody to bring him that distance.
I chose him. I saw him online, and I was ready for another dog, and I was hoping to get a border collie of some sort. And the picture they had of him, he looked border collie-ish. They didn't show his whole body, or
Hmm.
I would have known. And they said, "Oh yeah, he's part border collie." Well, they obviously just wanted to get rid of him. Black dogs are always the last to be um, adopted in shelters. You can ask any shelter worker that.
I
Yeah,
almost adopted a black dog. I was looking for dogs before I saw Molly.
yeah. Black cats have that problem too. Except in October, it's like, yeah, a lot of people want to adopt them as a party decoration for Halloween and then return them in the first week of November.
That's a shame.
Yeah, so it's like the rest of the year nobody wants a black cat.
The only reason why I didn't get the black dog, was he was obviously way too much energy, and obviously needed a family with kids from just looking at him.
Hmm.
Cubby was a working dog. I forgot to upload the ID. He came with me to the racetracks and worked my corner with me. And honest to God, his job was to scare vermin off the track.
Should I switch to the next one, or
Sure.
okay?
Yeah, you can show the next one whenever you're tired of me talking. This is
Well, you got
Bosch.
let me know when you said you want to do this as a story. So
Well, this is Bosch. Bosch was like my favorite dog that I ever had. She was obviously a white shepherd. She was huge. She was 29 inches at the shoulder, um,
There
which
we
is
go.
big for a dog. That's like a person who's like 5'8", 5'9", 5'10", just hanging their hand down to their side while they stand straight up, and the dog will be under the hand touching.
Yep.
That's a big dog. She was very strong, not an ounce of fat on her, and she scared the hell out of the children in the neighborhood. They called her Ghost Dog, and they were afraid of her. They thought she was
Yep.
evil,
oh, that's a shame.
and she actually was. If you going boo, she'd turn and run.
I used to have this dream of a big white dog. He was my protector in my dreams.
When I
Well,
was growing up, there was one time I was just riding my bike up and down the alleys, and just suddenly from behind the trash cans stepped out this white, like pure white, like glowing, under the night street lights with red eyes, and I freaked the hell out. And I later found out that this the guy who lived there, he had an albino German Shepherd.
Oh, cool.
as in pink eyes.
Yeah, but when there wasn't any other light around, they looked like they were glowing red.
Oh, cool. Cujo.
Yeah, freaked the hell out of me. I really thought it was a ghost. I was like around 10 years old the first time I saw it, and I really thought it was a ghost stepping out in front of me.
I guess next one, I guess.
Yeah, one last anecdote. If you ever get a white dog, folks, and I'll try not to cry when I say this, as they get old, we all know that dogs, get gray around their muzzle and stuff. You can't see that on a white dog, and just one day they're old, and the next day they're gone. It's very hard. Okay, I'm done. I didn't cry too bad.
Well, It's part of the memories. There's going to be some sad ones.
Okay, this is my car mascot. Her name is Dog, and that's why she's here.
I see. So the duck is named
That-
Dog.
Yes, I
That-
never want to be without a dog.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's just Cubby. That was Cubby was with me through thick and thin. This is when we were homeless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Guapo and Fiona, the two cats that I brought with me from New York. The last 3 months I was in New York, I was homeless. So they stayed with me through losing the house and the move.
That's my brother and two of his dogs. Both those dogs are gone now. My brother and his sister-in-law rescue elderly dogs.
Okay, I was wondering who the human was in the picture.
Yeah, that's my little brother who's several inches taller, and that was Bailey and Jackson, and they were just both wonderful, sweet dogs, and
Yep.
they actually had them for about 5 years apiece, slightly overlapping in age, and they listen to me like I live there, and I took care of them several times when they're on vacation and stuff. And
Mhm.
they're just wonderful dogs in my life. And if you ever can get a dog in your life and you don't have one yet out there, strongly consider it. Dogs are just an amazing creatures.
I would have a dog, except I'm stuck in a small apartment, and I think it would be, unfair to the dog.
Well, that depends on the species you get. The breed.
Yeah, but smaller dogs tend to be higher strung.
Well, interesting enough, sometimes the larger dogs are actually the better for small spaces.
Yeah, if you're taking them out and giving them a walk, that's the exercise they need, not being in the apartment.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the other problems with the dog living in Minnesota. That you've got to take them for a walk every day, even if it's 40 below.
Yeah, but they don't mind. Okay, now this is my favorite pet of all time. This is my pet tardigrade. Now I fed him some really fancy vegetables when he was tiny, and so he grew much larger than expected.
I was
Also,
wondering how your tardigrade had the gigantism.
And the neat thing about tardigrades is that they've done experiments with them and put them through all kinds of hell on earth, and these suckers survive everything from being underwater for months to being literally in outer space, to being buried in the dirt, to just any terrible thing you can think of, and they come up and they're still alive.
Yep.
They're just amazing.
Yeah, they did actually take some up to the International Space Station. And
Now,
as an experiment, they actually put them out in space. And when they brought them back in, they were hibernating, but as soon as they warmed up, they started moving around again.
their street name is Water Bear, which I think
Yeah.
is just stupid. Bears don't have 8 legs. Now, about their ability to survive forever. Now, I like I said, I did feed mine, very expensive tropical vegetables, and so it grew so much. But I did find that they do pass on, that they can be, well, killed. They're tardigrade.
Well,
They're not a human or anything. They can be killed.
Yeah, they're
And-
not completely
And
indestructible.
without actually describing how I did it, let me just say that they're very similar to popcorn shrimp. Oh, another
that-
bad one? I thought that was.
Is that why you were breeding them to this size so that you could, start selling them through a fast food place?
Well, yeah. and cats do not belong in my house.
That's not a cat.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's a koi. A guinea pig in Peru. This is normal
Is
diet
it?
for them. Yes, it is.
Okay, judging by the size and the head, I was thinking maybe it was an opossum. It looks a bit large for a guinea pig, taking the vegetables for scale.
Squeak, squeak, squeak.
Oh.
You can move on.
Where is it? I think it's this one, yes. Okay. I found one. Excuse me. And this is a very old picture from back in the early aughts sometime. Bip, bip, whip. Oh, come on. There we are. This is Ginger Snap. This is my puppy that I keep talking about.
Aw. Is that a chow?
Yeah. Well, when they gave her to us, they claimed that she was a pure chow, but I never bought it. And just after kind of studying things, I came to the conclusion she is probably a chow spitz mix.
Yeah, that does not look like a pure chow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks small for a chow.
My first dog was a Spitz Collie mix.
Well, actually, this is kind of an early picture of her. She got up to 60 pounds. And that was part of it. That chows are never supposed to get over 50 pounds.
Hey, Ember.
And, oh, hi, Ember. You can join in if you want.
Hi, Amber.
I can leave. Just say the word. I'll go away.
Yeah.
Sumami.
But Ginger Snap was raised by 2 cats and somehow never got the idea that she had grown larger than the cats. So we had a 60-pound cat that barked at the mail carrier.
Did it crawl into boxes?
Yes. Although, interesting thing with her was like, if we needed to keep her confined for any reason, all we had to do was line up a row of empty boxes and she would never go through them. She would never jump over them. She would never try to move the boxes. So she was very easy to contain.
I wonder if dogs react to aluminum foil like cats do.
How do cats react to aluminum foil?
Oh, you've never seen those videos? Oh my God. One of the things that you can do with a cat to train to stay off your countertops is to cover the countertops with aluminum foil. And when the cat jumps up, not knowing it's aluminum foil or seeing it, and their paws touch it, they rebound like a gunshot off of it. And they just absolutely cannot tolerate being in contact with it for some reason. I think it's mostly just being startled, but
yeah, well, they hate the texture and they hate the sound it makes, that crinkle sound.
But there's tons of videos on YouTube on that. Just give it a search and have a good time.
Apparently, it does not work on Tsunami's kitty.
No?
Yep.
Oh, well, she's smart. She just hops around it.
Yeah.
Well, I got a video of a guy eating a giant isopod.
Mmm.
So a lobster?
Nope.
Well, it's got way too many legs to be a lobster. I know that they're considered a delicacy in some places, and just
Giant isopod.
Yep.
Oh my God, it looks like Charlie Kirk.
Got muted you that one.
Oh, the thing on the counter. I'm sorry.
Good one, Jenny.
And yeah, that thing is real.
Yeah, but I expect they probably would taste very much like crab or lobster.
Apparently, that
It-
part wasn't too good.
That's raw. Yeah, I'll
No,
bet you're-
it's cooked. It's cooked.
Yeah, it must be cooked because
Oh,
that's not a normal color for the shell.
Yeah, I really can't be watching that anymore.
Okay, yeah, shut
No,
it down.
don't keep. You can keep it going. I'm just not gonna. Just tell me when it's
No,
off.
I think we got the point. The video's off, but yeah.
Sheesh.
Apparently, the guy has a whole channel of eating weird stuff.
Well, he's very good at it. It's
I
like
can
it's like
see
I
that-
always say. How would you have liked to have been the first person that ate a lobster? You know.
Let's see, the guy's name is Nick Kratka. Kratka. If you want to look at him up,
I
gotta give him credit.
No.
Gotta give him credit for his stuff.
yeah.
Wonder if he knows
if,
Joe Rogan.
if you've got the stomach for it, I can see how, having a channel for eating weird stuff could get quite a substantial following.
Yeah, I wasn't looking for people eating giant isopods. I was just trying to find isopods in general, and it came up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can't imagine that there can't be anything on earth that somebody hasn't tried to eat at least once.
Yep. Molly's son is breeding the little isopods we have just to feed to his bearded dragon.
Yeah, I kind of wonder how many things we eat become delicacies that started off as a dare.
Well, snails, lobster, shrimp, all these bug-like things.
Well, and pretty much anything that's considered ethnic food, is because it started out as peasant food. And just because it's, from some faraway country that we consider it to be exotic.
Spooky, that will work, but only on British cats. What's the weirdest thing any of you have eaten?
Well, I can't really give his name on YouTube. That would be doxing him.
Scorpion.
Okay. No people stories and no nose picking. Okay.
The scorpion, I think, is probably the weirdest thing I've eaten.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, do you eat that cooked, or do you have to avoid the stinger?
It was in a lollipop, and the stinger was removed.
It's a lollipop. They freeze it, and you eat it frozen.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't frozen. It was the center of a lollipop.
Yeah.
And you eat the lollipop, and you have
candy.
you have the scorpion in the middle.
Yep, I've seen those for sale.
Okay, ew.
The scorpion was better. I wouldn't recommend it.
I admit to having consumed the worm in the mezcal. Tequila.
Well,
Though I did like the salt and vinegar crickets.
Yeah, I will also admit to vomiting up the worm in the mezcal. Tequila.
well, you know why the worm is in the bottle of tequila in the first place.
No, why?
That's how they tell if the tequila is good. When the alcohol content is high enough to kill the worm, they know they've got a good batch.
Well, they could have taken it out.
Yeah.
That was in my days of trying to pretend I was this macho tough person.
Yep.
I failed.
Like I said, I've eaten everything you can find in the Michigan forest at one point. So I have eaten skunk and porcupine.
I've had ostrich and alligator.
I've never had gator. I've always wanted to. I've always wanted to try. I have had ostrich.
I've had gator jerky. That's pretty good.
I had alligator chili once. One of my foster brothers made it.
Gator's pretty good.
I've also had rattlesnake.
Well, you guys are much more daring than I am.
Never tried rattlesnake before. I'd be willing to try it though.
Well,
I've had buffalo several times.
for me, it's not so much daring as it's like, had to eat whatever was there at the time.
See, they also had a kangaroo jerky at that place. They sold all these specialty jerkies, and they had gator, kangaroo,
Yep.
something else. I don't remember what it was.
I had a buffalo burger once at the state fair.
I had buffalo burgers at Lambeau Field watching the Green Bay Packers play the Buffalo Bills.
That's good.
It was a special menu item for the weekend.
That's good. Yep.
Heck, you can buy buffalo at Cub Foods, at least in the Twin Cities.
Mm-hmm. My dad used to be a meat cutter, and like once a year there was a buffalo kill out on the range, and there were bidders, and various stores got to it, and he cut up buffalo and sold it. And we that's why I've had it several times, like 6 times.
Well, I know there are, some places have ranches of buffalo, specifically for the meat.
A friend of mine back home, family has a family farm in Oconomowoc. Say that when you get drunk. And they have buffalo there. So I've even actually got to touch a buffalo. They're really scary, even behind that very, very heavy steel fence.
Jenny,
Yeah.
I've got a feeling Oconomowoc was named when the guy was drunk. The question is, what was he trying to say?
Oconomowoc. That's how a lot of people actually pronounce it. Oconomowoc.
Kind of like Gata Davida.
Yeah. It's like when they try to say Waukesha and say Washika. Or my favorite, Ixonia, Ixonia. There are none of vowels in there. I can't say that.
Well, or as Lavender Lady often has said, that people pronounce the name of her city as New Versailles.
As opposed to New Versailles.
Yeah.
It's like that wine commercial from years ago. Some old guy at a bar with a glass of Chateau La Salle. Yeah, that's what
Bacon
it's
cheddar,
pronounced.
sour cream and onion. I gotta say the salt and vinegar ones were actually the best.
Mmm, nummy.
Yeah, they actually were good.
No, they weren't.
Yeah, they were. They had a nutty flavor. They're actually pretty good.
No, you were fooling yourself, or you were drugged.
No, I remember the first time it's like a full cricket, and especially with the salt and vinegar ones, you can't really tell that's been flavored. And so I'm holding this thing in my hand, like it shows my aunt. Oh, look what I found! And I pop it in my mouth. And start eating it. It's like, did you just eat that?
See, you're as weird as I am. Don't lose the hand. Don't lose control of it. Turn into me.
I've eaten things made from cricket flour, but it was just ground up powder. You couldn't tell what it was anyway. I don't know if I've actually ever eaten any insects.
Well, I'm sure you have.
You have.
Oh, no, but I mean, I don't recall ever actually putting a full insect in my mouth. Yeah, I know that the USDA and such agencies have criteria for how many insect parts are allowed in our food.
Oh, Spooky's been around.
I don't think Spooky's an insect.
No. Look, read the chat.
Or at least they had criteria.
Yeah.
Who the hell knows if anything's being enforced nowadays?
Yeah, Spooky. If some guy's dick is spotted, I'm going to assume he's got something I don't want to catch, and I'm not going to eat it.
No, it's just it's a normal state of the skin coloration on the royals.
Yeah. But Spooky said, yeah, the ointment cleared it up.
Oh, okay.
And now Ethan's pissed off at me because how dare I move my leg?
Oh.
My leg was cramping, so I'm sitting in a different position, and he's like, "You woke me up for that."
How dare you?
Do I have any more pictures, or was that all?
That was the last one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think.
I just wanted to give the chat a toll report.
Oh yes.
By the way, a billion neutrinos went into a bar. One said, "Ouch." That's a really deep physics kind of joke.
Yeah.
Like neutrinos don't interact with much of anything.
Almost never.
Yeah.
Like 1 in a billion. Anyways,
Okay, so at what point do they become old trinos?
when they're leaving. Neutrinos are really amazing. I mean, you're being bombarded by them right now.
Yeah, I know that they can just like pass through anything.
Yup, really fast.
Now, Purple, it spoiled your dog day, so you can't spoil your cat.
I'm not. I'm pissing off my cat, actually.
Well, then you're doing the right thing. It's the proper holiday for it. Anyways, I can offer a toll report. I went in Monday as requested, and I had my dressing changed.
Mm-hmm.
We're now on a wild rice and raisins dressing. Got rid of the bird stuffing, and the toe looks good, swollen. It looks like it looks like part of it's been chopped off. And they got 8 fucking staples in there. Jeez Louise. That little overkill.
Yeah, that seems a lot for that small of a toe.
So Jenny?
Yes.
Is your foot toe told?
No, it's just partially hurt. But I'm only allowed to drive tow trucks now.
You know, toe is like the native New Zealand word that roughly translates to like warrior or defender.
TOE or TOAD?
TOA.
Well, at least it didn't croak being towed.
Yep. I know you had said something about it before we went on that, they were cleaning it out and there wasn't any debris in it. So, I did not know that growing soft cheese was a possibility there, but.
No, it wasn't. Oh, an ulcer in your skin is an ugly, ugly thing. Let me tell you. Well, You saw the picture. Do we show the picture online here?
I don't think we showed the picture.
Yeah, I don't know if you showed it publicly, but I saw it in the group thing.
Yeah.
It's ugly. And
yeah, I've got a feeling that half of our audience would prefer we didn't show it.
Yeah, the picture was kind of taken from the front looking to the back of the toe. And there's this big old ulcer that covers the whole front or top of the toe.
Yeah.
And you can see this little bitty white speck in the middle, which happens to be the bone, which is apparently the whole problem.
You really should have kept it that way for another month so that, for Halloween, you could just show it off to all the kids who come to your door.
The doctor actually wanted to know if I was having any phantom pain. And I'm not.
Oh,
that's good.
You're lucky.
Well, there's some there's been two studies, two minor studies, limited audience, or I should say sample, about trans people and phantom pain issues.
Oh, really?
Now, you would think that, knowing what we know about phantom pain, that somebody loses an arm and they can still feel it and all that kind of stuff. A majority of trans people seem not to experience that after they have their bottom surgery.
Oh, okay. So it's after bottom surgery.
Yeah. In fact, they have further the research. Another end of the research is that they find that trans people, or believe, I shouldn't say find, they believe that one of the things that could be going on with trans people, as they grow up and stuff like this, and their insistence that the stuff down there is wrong, is connected to the same phantom sensations that they apply to an amputation situation.
That's
I
quite
was going to say
fascinating.
something about that.
Yeah, isn't that?
Yeah.
I was real surprised when I heard that. That's very interesting.
Well, that's what I was kind of, thinking as you were saying that, is that they might not have phantom pain there because they didn't even really identify that as part of their own body.
Exactly. That's part of the conclusions or opinions that are made. I can assure you, and this is very revealing, and I'm going to put this on the forever internet, I guess. Back when I was before transition and stuff, when I was trying to be a boy and all that good stuff, and trying to have as much sex as I could, because that, of course, will cure you. It cures everything. I didn't feel sensations where most boys would feel sensations. I felt them inside me.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I've never shared that with anybody till this moment.
Actually, yeah, Jenny, I've had the same thing, that I really was surprised to find out that the way other boys experienced an orgasm was not the way I did. And as I got to know some women who talked more frankly about it, that I was already experiencing the sensation of an orgasm more like a woman would.
I never really gave it any thought back in the day. I thought it was just something weird, which it is. But I just didn't consider it an issue, and I never really even thought about it all my life until I read these two little brief studies, and I went, oh, that explains that.
Well, if you have the chance to post them in the DM group, I'd like to read them.
Yeah, I got.
Yeah.
Amber, I was talking about my efforts at being able to do what Joe Rogan can do back before my transition, but nobody can bend their back that much. It's way too short.
Okay. Apparently, we caught Ember's attention, and she's got to do a bit of rewind to catch what we were saying.
I will look for those. I can't remember if they were on PubMed or what. No, the story I read was not on PubMed. It was in a journal, and I can't remember what. I don't know why I don't write these things down. But it was out there. I think I can find it again. I ran into it by chance.
Yeah, if you happen to come across it again, you can.
Yeah, because I had said a number of times that some of the best sex I ever had, I never took my pants off. That being stimulated down there was not a requirement for me to have an orgasm. And that goes dead. So back to the thing you were saying about the phantom pain, though. I do have issues with that, and it really pisses me off, because the 3 fingers I had amputated sometimes start itching at the end of them. So, it's like part of my body that is no longer attached is itching, so there's no way to scratch it.
I was thinking maybe you can get like fake fingers and like a full thing.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yep.
Okay, I found it. It is on PubMed.
Okay.
Let's see if the PMID is 371-14107.
Well,
We just
if
put
after the show you could just drop a link in the Twitter chat.
yeah.
I can do that. Okay, let's get out of that. I'll just read a little bit off the abstract background. Trans phantoms are bodily sensations of gendered body parts that a person was not born with, i.e., a phantom penis experienced by a trans man or a phantom vagina experienced by a trans woman. This is distinct from the experience of many transgender and gender diverse people who experience awareness of their bodies as missing a gendered body part or configuration, which is a major characteristic of gender dysphoria. Does that make sense to people?
Yeah.
Or should I
Yeah,
detail a
no,
little? Okay. Their purpose is to gain greater understanding of this blah 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 methods. The sample was comprised of 1,446 adults that they deemed appropriate for inclusion. So
Good
there's
sample size.
yeah, at least it's over 1,000 people that they were.
almost 50% of study participants reported experiencing a trans phantom, most of whom also reported feeling erotic sensation in their phantom.
Mhm.
And again, this is just all the abstract conclusions. Through the phenomenon of trans phantoms is not universal. It is clearly one that warrants further study.
Yeah, well,
Um,
I can see that with trans people that their own mental map of their body just didn't include that if they didn't think that other body should have that. Ember says, I have thoughts on phantom pain, but that orgasm thing is more interesting. I've had partners get really, really mad about the way my body works.
So, Purple, I got a question for you. You mentioned phantom pain with your fingers.
Yeah.
Was there any nerve damage on your fingers before the amputation?
No. No,
Okay.
there wasn't any damage to them before the amputation, but the amputation was done with a power saw. This was not like a surgical amputation.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah, I was wondering about that because, yeah, a good friend of mine lost a foot to diabetes, and since that happened, I'd been following a YouTuber by I think Footless Joe, I think is the name of her channel, and she had had a severe ankle injury as a result of a horse riding accident when she was a teenager,
Mm-hmm.
and she wound up getting her foot amputated, and she's phantom pains from that made has made life very difficult for her, and there have been like follow-up surgeries to try to deal with that, and Footless Joe is awesome. Remember, but yeah, she's and my friend who lost his foot, he has not had. He's had some phantom pain, but nothing to write home about. And
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering if nerve damage, was part of the equation or not. But I guess the whole gender dysphoria thing is kind of different factor.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's, that the body dysphoria is literally believing that you were born with the wrong body.
Yeah.
I have to step away for a minute. I'll be right back.
Okay. I was about to do the same, but I can wait till Jenny gets back.
All right. So,
Well, Mage, you're the only one here who, has a dog at present, so you have to tell us, all you can about spoiling your dog.
well, like I said, she will get a cookie later, which is a 3-dog bakery cookie. So it's a special dog cookie.
Mm-hmm.
And she absolutely loves them. Like, you want a cookie? And she'll come up and wag her tail and sit there and like, okay, yeah. And another funny thing is if I let her like lick my plate after I'm done or something, I have usually use paper plates.
Mm-hmm.
It's just for cleanup, easy cleanup. And, if it's something that I know she'll be okay with, I'll let her lick the plate a little bit. And if she runs as she's running up to lick the plate, her tongue will start going before she gets to it. I need to get a video of that sometime.
So she doesn't eat the paper plates?
Well, I'm sure if I put it down and let her at it, she might try.
Yeah. Well, I would think especially if there's like a sauce or a gravy that's soaked into the paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm usually holding it and let her just lick a little bit and then before I throw it away.
I used to have a coworker who would take her dogs out to breakfast at a dog cafe.
Mm-hmm.
Sumami, now.
No, so Mommy, you should go ahead. It's not like the rest of us don't make sexual jokes here. Okay, phantom pain. We know from many studies that trans brains are wired more like their gender than their sex. It seems likely the
Proprioceptive.
proprioceptive map, okay, is closer to yeah, I wasn't familiar with that word, and my dyslexia was giving me trouble getting the letters in the right sequence. I couldn't figure out how to pronounce it.
I hate when that happens.
Well, that happens to me a lot when when I encounter a new word that I'm not familiar with. Then my brain keeps trying to rearrange the letters to make it a word that I know.
Yeah, I know how that is.
Okay, so Ethan decided that he's going to let it go and fall asleep on my foot again. And as I said, I need to get up in a minute. So,
and I've got Molly here. You're looking at me like wanting attention, so she's getting scritches.
I do miss having a dog. It would be nice. I would like to have dogs and cats.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Well, I was considering getting a dog for a little while before I got her, so it wasn't just a spur of the moment thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, the type of dogs I like need more room. I'm very partial to the sled dog varieties. Huskies and Malamutes.
Yeah, I love Huskies, but they would not be a good choice for down here, or my small area.
Yeah. Well, the other problem with Huskies is that, at night they will howl, and if there is another Husky anywhere within a mile, they will spend all night howling back and forth to each other.
I remember there was one friend of my dad's. They had a Husky and a Black Lab. And I was trying to play the video game, and the Black Lab kept walking over the game and getting in the way. And the the husky comes over, and is like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa," look at me like, yeah, you tell him, Yuki, and the husky looks over at the black lab, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa."
Oh, it's a story from another person in our community was yeah, I had this a moment ago. What's the breed? Those huge bear dogs. What are they called again?
Lhasa Apso?
No. What's the largest breed of dog?
Mastiff?
Mastiff. That's what I was trying to get.
Okay.
Yeah, but he said his grandpa had a Mastiff, and of course the standard signs on the gate, beware of dog. Not that the dog had ever hurt anyone, but apparently a JW had come around doing his door-to-door work and did not see the dog, so he opened the gate and went in to go and ring the doorbell. And he came home to find the guy pinned to the ground, that the Mastiff had been sitting on him for like 3 to 4 hours. So the dog wasn't going to hurt him, but he wasn't going to let him go until the owner came home.
I'm back.
Something Molly's been liking is like you
Okay.
grab
My bad.
her usually midsection here and just shake or pat her, and she
Yep.
like thinks that's play, and she starts running around, going in circles.
Okay,
I
I've got to take a quick break myself. So
while I was gone, I looked up Charlie Kirk, and there's nothing new that I picked up on. They're just saying that somebody's in custody. Others say it seemed like it was a very close up shot. And apparently there is some very gruesome video out there of it happening.
Haven't seen the video, but yeah, they've been very. I couldn't find much on it as well.
And Jenny, I just wanted to say you said that you're back, so I have to say hi back. I'm Journey.
Hey, Journey. Twinkle Journey. or should we go with your medical procedure, Twinkle colon?
I suppose I'd have to eat a lot of glitter for that to be the case.
Oh God, eat glitter, poop glitter for a month. I wonder if they could grind it up fine enough that it would be okay to go through. That would be fun to try.
Better you than me.
Okay.
One funny thing is I grab Molly's back legs with me, and toes. She likes it too. I was doing it just to mess with her, and she ended up liking it. And sometimes we'll turn around and like put her paw up, like, do it.
I love those compilation videos that are out there. People's dogs doing weird things. One of my favorites is what happens. How does your dog react when you kiss them? And so there's all these shots of people who are sitting, close next to their dog, and they just reach over and give them a kiss on the head or the cheek or the nose or something. And the dog looks at them and just gets this look in their eyes, and then collapse down onto them and start licking their face and all these great dog things.
It's an interesting thing with Molly. I had a cockatiel, a parrot, and she unfortunately died in 2022. She was really special to me, especially since I got her around the same time my mom passed away. So that all kind of came back on me. But,
I'm sorry. Ember just offered some fresh news. So it's confirmed to not be the shooter. And yeah, this just does not sound like a survivable injury.
No, it doesn't. At any rate,
Okay, so that the suspect, they arrested the wrong person then, and they don't have the
jeez.
shooter.
Yep.
Well, at any rate, turns out Molly was born the same year in the same month as my cockatiel died, just later in the month.
Yeah.
Aw.
So you mean that your dog is your bird reincarnated?
There's been jokes about that, yeah.
Well,
Just
I did have one
It was just
when
kind
I
of really strange.
when I was growing up. I did have one cat like that. That we had a cat, just a big alley cat named Alvin, and I don't quite remember what happened to him, but I think he may have been hit by a car or something like that. But so we lost Alvin, and like a week later, the cat across the alley had one single kitten, and there was no question about who the father was. He looked just exactly like a miniature version of Alvin, so we took him, and that was Little Al. And we wondered if it was like the Dalai Lama thing that, he just got reincarnated into a new body.
Critical condition of 7 minutes ago.
I wish my cats would be comfortable with me handling their feet, because no matter what I do, they just, they will not let me clip their nails.
I do consider all loss of life to be a tragedy with people, but it's also a tragedy that sometimes the loss of life is what it takes to stop their horribleness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you about to say, Jay? I was talking about playing with my cat's feet and clipping their nails, and you started to say something.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh.
All I had was
Yeah, well, I thought that you'd started to speak just as Mage started. Just give us the update there.
I think I may be incompetent, but I've never been able to cut any of my dog's toenails alone.
Yeah.
I use a grinder.
Yeah, I tried that, but every cat that I've tried one of those grinder things with, they're afraid of the sound of the motor. So they're freaked out even before you touch them with it.
I tried using a grinder, but the dog wasn't tall enough and couldn't reach to the top of the workbench.
Well, you have to get the animal used to it first. So with with Molly, what I did was instead before I even touched it or tried anything, I just turned it on, just left it running.
Well, I tried using a grinder, but it turned out that Ethan is straight.
Yes, but let's remember that grinder was shut down because it got too busy at the Milwaukee Republican Convention.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
Isn't that just a riot?
Yeah, well, I love that somebody in the convention hall posted a thing on Grindr, and like 100 phones went off of the someone near you.
Oh, jeez. I love it. Hey, I got a new tool. The mechanic got a new tool.
Oh, what's your new tool do?
Well, we've all seen those. I think the first brand was Leatherman. It's like a
the
fold up, multi-fold up multi-tool. I got one of those, and it was only $5 at Dollar General, and it's surprisingly nice. I needed a little something to carry in my purse.
Yep. I always keep one of those in the glove
new
box in my car because, you just never know what kind of thing you're going to have.
Go ahead, finish.
So Jenny, you got a new tool, and it's called Leatherman, huh?
Yeah, it's particularly good for pinching. Well,
as
and it's got 3 different ways to screw too.
as of 6 minutes
If you
ago,
do it.
the
Yeah.
New York Times is reporting it as a fatal shooting.
Yeah,
Well,
Amber
that's what
says
Ember's
Trump just
saying, that
announced
Trump
Kirk's
just
death.
announced Kirk's death.
Mm,
Yeah, if Trump says it, nobody knows.
yeah,
Yeah.
guy lies about every goddamn thing. Guy lies like most people breathe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, he really got tripped up about, saying that birthday card to Epstein, that, he never, the card didn't exist, that he never did doodles.
I love the explanation that the left comes with it. Is that, yeah, somebody knew that they would need to forge that 30 years ago.
Yeah, I heard somebody giving a whole thing about Barack Obama going back in a time machine to put that there.
This book that it is in is a bound book. Okay, that Epstein paid to have bound for all of his happy little messages.
Hmm.
So it's not like this is a loose leaf folder here. This is a bound book.
They also said that on another page of it, apparently some woman had just coated her breasts with paint and just smushed them onto the page.
Yeah.
There's actually another one with Trump handing Epstein a novelty check for a girl.
Yeah, $22,500 he paid him for a girl. So I wonder if that's how they.
Yeah.
A meme that's out there that I just can't get out of my head is imagine the meme just says imagine let's see, how is it again? Imagine hating immigrants more than pedophiles.
Hmm.
Okay, BBC confirms it, so that's definitive for me.
Yeah.
Okay, so he is dead then.
Yeah.
According to Spooky in the BBC.
And
Okay.
Sumami was just saying it was some kind of high-powered rifle. I had no idea what kind of gun was involved.
Okay, then whatever I read was just an opinion that doesn't seem any very valid. Oh shit, I forgot to take my medication.
Oh, yeah.
Well, like I said, it's a shame of loss of life, but I'm not going to shed a tear for him.
Well, yeah, like I
Right.
said, I have a hard time being concerned about it because I'm pretty sure that the stuff he was pushing, gave some people the idea that the violence would be okay, and probably gave some other people the, point of hopelessness of thinking that they were better off ending themselves.
Well, let's use his own words. Gun death is unfortunately worth it to keep Second Amendment. So, from his own perspective, him dying from this is worth it.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's what Sumami just said there too, that he himself said keeping our gun rights means we accept the occasional gun death. And I just I don't see how you can rationalize that your right to have a gun supersedes somebody else's right to continue being alive.
Yeah, and there's like Canada, yeah, they have gun proliferation, but they also have gun regulation.
Yeah.
And they don't, somehow they can manage letting their citizens have guns without the mass chaos that we have.
Yeah. Well, and from what I understand, the main difference is that, guns have to be registered there.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm really asking for is that the stuff that you're required to have to drive a car, you should be required to have to own a gun.
Mm-hmm.
You should have to take a test to prove that you know how to use it safely. And you should have to carry insurance on it so that if anyone is hurt by your gun, the insurance will at least cover the medical bills.
Now,
I have a direct quote of Charlie. It's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment.
There you go.
And there's
So
a video of him actually saying it.
So from his own words, he should be glad that he got shot to keep the Second Amendment.
Yep. And
Yeah.
that was in 2023.
Unfortunately, it's currently running that we have to have a couple thousand deaths a year for people to keep their gun rights.
Mostly kids, apparently.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've had something like 280 mass shootings this year so far, and they only call it a mass shooting if at least 4 people were shot. So right there, that accounts for a minimum of over 1,000 people.
Oh, excuse me. Actually, it's more adults than kids.
although guns are the leading cause of death for children.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, hey, Jinzu, did see you there. Yeah, we know they're going to try to pin it on trans person, but, we'll just have to see now because apparently the suspect they have decided is not the person who shot him.
Let's see. Oh, those are 2023 statistics.
Yeah, so now they have to be going and looking for a new suspect.
We have around 46,728 deaths.
Okay. Look at the Trees has the video. They say that's a lightly censored video of it. Yeah, I don't need to see it.
Who's got that video?
Spooky
Look at the
just
Trees
put it in.
just posted a link for it.
Okay. Thanks, Spook.
Thank you for correcting me, Purple.
I do want to see it. I lived through JFK. I lived through RFK, and I've watched enough left and liberals get plugged. It's time for a change. And I know how cold that sounds, but I'm not changing my opinion.
No, yeah.
I know what you mean. I had while Biden was in office, I had been kind of hoping that somebody would remove a couple of Supreme Court justices.
Because I'm surprised this stuff hasn't been happening more often the way things have been going.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just...
Yeah,
I'm not necessarily wishing that to be the case, but what's it saying? To make peaceful protests it's impossible. To violent revolution is inevitable, or something along those lines.
Yeah, something like that. Honestly, I didn't expect Trump to make it through his first term in office, and it would not have surprised me if it was a member of his own security detail that, took a shot, and if they just said that they were never able to find the gunman.
Well, as I said, if I was as part of a security detail, I saw somebody taking aim at him, and I was in a position to stop it, I would definitely make sure my shoes were tied.
Mm-hmm.
Priorities.
Well, Mage, do you have any more videos of your puppo?
Oh yes.
Okay, well, why don't we run a bit of that so we can go out on a good note here and tie things up?
Let's see what I can find here.
Let's go out with a cute puppy video.
Let's see what this one is.
Oh, well, I have to get myself together because not this weekend, but the following weekend, I am going to have to take the pilgrimage to go and see my family.
Okay, that should be a good one. That's her black Kong bone, which I have no idea where it is for some reason, but Beck. This is actually something that Beck got her. So credit to Beck for getting her that, along with the treat that goes in it.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't seen Beck in a while. Hope he's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, occasionally we'll I have pork roasts. I'll take that Kong bone and I'll stick it into the package to get the sauce on the on the bone and let her have it.
You guys, one last picture I just uploaded now.
Oh.
I'll be posting it to Twitter shortly. And waiting for hell to come down upon my head.
The thing on with
The quote here.
Yep.
Well,
okay.
Okay, I think we pretty much covered that already, but
There you go.
You couldn't have just covered it because I just made it.
well, no, yeah, not your specific meme, but covered the quote.
Well, it should be memorialized.
Well, there it is. Yep. Mage is always faster with it than I am.
So, anything about this?
Nope. It speaks for itself.
Yep. Just made the meme for reposting it on other places. Just to remind people that, yeah, that's what he said was more important.
He died for his religion.
Yeah, that's a pretty lame thing to die for.
Yep. I wonder if Nick Fuentes is feeling nervous right now.
Yep. Well, let's wrap it up here for today. Okay, Jenny, should we consider that your final word for today, or do you have something more you want to throw in?
No, Tsunami. Where did that come from? Was he really speaking on mass shooters when it happened?
Yes.
Holy fuck. Maybe there is a God.
Well, speaking on mass shooters, where that quote came through, or today when he was shot?
When he was shot, he was speaking on mass shooters when then they shot him in the neck. You can see it in the video. You can see it in the video that the Look at the Trees posted.
So was his position pro shooter?
Well, of course.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I mean. That they really have been pushing that the violence is okay. They just wanted to control who the people were targeting.
I'm kind of curious how the narrative is going to play out with this one.
Yeah, Sumami's saying that was somebody with military experience.
Probably.
Someone with military experience did it. Well, I can believe that, given the accuracy of the shot. I mean, even at fairly close range, getting somebody in the neck is not exactly an easy shot to make.
Well, I'm assuming they were aiming for his head and it came in a little low.
That's possible. Even still, going for a
Yeah.
headshot like that's
Yeah. So
If
unfinished.
it was a long rifle, anywhere they hit from the shoulders up is he's not going anywhere ever again.
Yeah.
So
looked like a fairly
unfinished, do you have any final words for today?
The
No, Ember, really? Holy fuck.
Oh, wait. He was in the middle of saying, if you set aside gang violence, most shooters are trans. Oh, yeah, fuck you. He's been saying that a lot lately. Yeah, I know since the Minneapolis thing, they've been trying to say that, or at least trying to give the impression that most of the mass shooters were trans.
Lauren Boebert and MTG started with that years ago. They've been using that line on every single shooting before anything is known about the person.
Oh yeah,
they were trans.
I know it's been going on for a few years, but just with the Minneapolis thing, they really hyped up on it, and they were really trying to imply that that's been hundreds of trans people that have done shootings.
Yeah.
For the record, the vast majority are not trans.
Between the years of 2018 and today, there have been 4,123 mass shootings, and 4 of them were supposedly trans people. Some people say that's actually 2, that 2 of them were detransitioned.
So it's like 0.0000 whatever.
Yep.
percent.
127 were women. The rest were white, or I shouldn't say white, were men. So cis white men are the danger, not us.
Yeah, so I think it still came out to be like. Yeah,
I have it actually worked out. I'll dig it up in a second here.
Yeah, it still came out to be that 90 some percent of them were white Christian men. Okay, so unfinished. Did you have anything you wanted to throw in before we shut down here?
No, nothing in particular.
Okay. Mage, what have you got coming up? What's your Sunday show going to be?
I'm not going to be doing a Sunday show this week. I'm trying to keep my calendar open for this weekend, just in case. I might try and put together a video. I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, I don't have anything really planned. Oh, Mage, you got another puppy picture in there?
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
Ollie playing with her toy. This is one of her favorite toys. One of the few things she can play with that she can't destroy.
So what's that one made out of?
It's just a big chunk of rubber.
But a pretty durable piece there.
She growls a lot when she's playing.
I was going to say she sounds so vicious.
Yes.
My first actual formal training, paid money to train a dog, to learn how to train a dog. They said never ever play tug of war with your dog because it makes them vicious.
No, it doesn't.
I know it doesn't.
Yeah, I've heard that too, and it's no. I mean, just like people, they need a way to, just get out the aggressive tendencies. A lot of people do it through sports. Dogs need the same thing to do it through some form of play.
Yeah. I played tug of war a lot with Shadow, and he was he was never aggressive.
Yep.
In fact, there's some training techniques you can use using tug of war.
Well, Ginger Snap was good at the tugging part. And I had seriously considered building a little sleigh so she could, pull one of my toddlers around.
And one of the things I like to do with Molly is she has holding onto her tug of war thing. I'll just kind of walk up and down the hallway with her dragging her behind me.
Yeah, well, my eldest daughter, by the time she was 11, she was taller than me and outweighed me. But as we were bringing Ginger Snap home from the vet after having a hip surgery, so directly after surgery, she was pulling my daughter across the ice. That my daughter was just trying to stand solid, but couldn't get a lot of traction on the ice. And this little 50-pound dog who had just had hip surgery was just pulling her along like it was no big deal.
Yeah, lately, Molly's favorite toy to play with is the remaining husk of her plush or hammerhead shark plushie. It's more of a rag now because
Yeah.
she pulled all the stuffing out of it, chewed up the bottom of it, but she'll hand that to me, I'll throw it, and she'll run after it, grab it, shake it, run out, come back again, play tug of war with it.
Well, that is one thing that if I had a dog, don't give them plushy toys because I've got some here that are just kind of important.
Yeah, I keep all my.
Especially now that I've got a couple of them that were specifically from Sloth Girl.
Yeah, I keep anything I don't want her touching in my bedroom where she isn't allowed in. There's 2 rooms I don't let her in. There's the bird room and my bedroom.
Now, see, I couldn't do that. If I had a dog, I want him to be able to patrol every room of the place. And I would sleep better just, knowing that the dog was in there. And, I would be fine with the dog up on the bed while I was sleeping. It would probably help me.
This is all over CBS News special report.
Galvanized people on both sides of the aisle to speak out, not only to denounce the violence, but to
their lower third crawl says nothing that we don't know.
Yeah, and that's the only way we're going to see any action taken about guns is if the politicians realize that, hey, if I don't do something, I could be next.
It's unfortunate, but you might be right about that.
Until it affects someone in their own family, they're not going to give a shit. Well, not the note I wanted to go out on. I was hoping to go out on a cute puppy thing, but
I can always pull up another puppy there.
The thing that has kept me alive through my almost 50 years of being alone has been my dogs. Dogs are life. Dogs are the most precious creatures on earth. They outweigh humans by 100-fold in that value.
Well, yeah, I have said myself that, sometimes the only reason I can find to get out of bed is who's going to feed the cats.
You can go out on Molly getting head scratches. How's that sound?
Oh, God, those eyes. Look at those eyes.
Yeah, and she's got like a walrus mustache.
God, she's cute.
So yes,
yeah, she does have a cute mustache.
Like to thank our supporters here, the people who help us along.
Oh my God.
Kitty the Atheist, Robert X, Greg Hartwick, Sandy Shore, Skits Crasher, Regios, and Junie. Appreciate that. You all send me a couple bucks each month and just, help cover the cost of the internet for me. So with that, we will be back here the same time next week, and we bid you all a farewell. Bye-bye.
Bye,
Be
Bonds.
crime, do gay.
Be crime to really don't get caught. It's really.
Have a good alibi.